Hello, welcome back to Super Data World. Today we're going to be looking at simple forecasting in a story in SAP Analytics Cloud. And it's a powerful tool if your data follows like a predictable pattern and a fluctuating pattern over time. So something where there's a high seasonality, or there's an upward or downward trend on your data. Time series analysis is very useful to map these. And what I'm going to demonstrate the forecasting today with is birth and deaths data per year. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a period of 2000 to 2015 over 3 different countries with different patterns. And I just want to show you the power of the forecasting in SAC. But also what we can see is, does this thing actually work? Will it get us close to the actuals? So what I've done here is I've taken data out of our world and data. So the data I'm taking is the birth and death population for 3 countries from 2000 to 2015, and then I've taken a separate 2 points for 2016 and 2017 for our actuals. So Nigeria, as you can see, follows a pretty understandable trend, and the trend seems to be continuing after our data. Then we can go to Japan. So Nigeria is kind of an example of a country with demographics where births are rising. Japan is a country where deaths are rising because of their aging population and births are falling. So we want to see if the model will pick that up. So when we select Nigeria, what does it show? And then when we select Japan, what does it show? I'm finally going to pick my own country of Ireland, just for another example. So this is a kind of a different trend. I was going to say more stable, but probably not. Births have risen and then they're dropping, and deaths are stable enough but kind of rising. So I've got actual birth deaths, so that's 2016 and 17, and then I've got my birth deaths train, which is the 2000 to 2015. So what I'm going to do is going to create a story with these. I'm going to forecast 2016 and through 2017 through the automatic forecast, and I want to see if that matches the actuals, because as you could see from our world and data, it is a pretty understandable flow. Like, if it should get pretty close if it's any use. So what we'll do is let's go and build a story, and I'm just going to do a canvas page. I'm not going to do any formatted visuals or anything like that. I think let's just show the simple graphs here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in first my actual my birth deaths train, and this is the 15 years of data, and you can kind of see it here. So if I will show the dimensions, I have my births and deaths for 3 countries and for these 15 years. So if I go to my story now, what the visualization we want to create is a chart, and the chart is a trend chart, which is time series. So I'm just going to pull this out here so we can see the time series chart over time. So what I'm going to pull is the births and deaths are my 2 measures. I am going to pull time in years as my aggregation. And this is all the data chocked together. Not really that useful for us, but we can add our forecast at this stage. And then later when we filter, I'm going to put the actuals chart in as well. And when we filter, we'll be able to see the forecast for the 6 different slices we want to look at. So how to add a forecast, you just click these 3 buttons here, add forecast. This is a very simple tutorial. We'll just go automatic forecast. There is options here where you can add it. You can choose linear regression or triple exponential smoothing, but for now, let's just do automatic forecast. And what that's done very quickly is it forecasted births and deaths for 2016, 2017, but we don't really care about that. What we want to see is, for Ireland, are the births in 2016 close to the actuals? For Japan, are the deaths in 2016 close to the actuals? So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to add a linked model to this. And the linked model I'm going to add is my actuals, births, deaths. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to create one filter for both data sets. So if I click my entity, matching my entity, so it will match dimensions down here, entity matching entity. So when I filter on Ireland, it'll filter Ireland for data sets that are pulling from both models. So I've got my training data set that's 2000 to 2015. I've got my actuals data set that's 2016, 2017. And I want to filter for both. So what I'll do is I can just create now an input control. And the input control is just a filter essentially. And I'm going to filter this on entity, which is in our world in data, you've got countries, you got regions, and you got slices of the world, which they're tracking populate or births and deaths on. So that's why they call it entity. So I'm going to do all members, and people can do multiple selections if they want. So that's grand. So I've got my entity down here. I'm going to convert that to a story filter. It doesn't make a difference because there's one page in our story, so it's really just a page filter. But it just means that it's up here and not sitting on the side because I want to put in another chart. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to convert this over to just look at Ireland births and deaths and see what's happening there. So the forecast is forecasted births for Ireland for 16 and 17, and it's deaths for Ireland for 16 and 17. So what we can do now is we can add another chart, another of the same chart, and this is going to be another time series chart exactly as this one, but instead of birth, deaths, train, we're going to bring in actual birth deaths. So that's just the data for the 2 years. And same as the last time, what I'm going to add to my measures are births and deaths. Sorry, I'll just change this to a time series. So I'm going to add births and deaths, and it's looking for time dimension, which is year. So same as this. So now with these two matched up to each other, we can see how close we are. So for Ireland for 2016, the model predicted 65,469. And we've got 69,366. So within 103, I think that's pretty good. We've got births of 63,866, births of 63,677. So that's a good prediction as well. We've got deaths of 28,900. We've got deaths of 28,813. So that's within 100. That's a very good prediction. And then we've got deaths of 29,051. And the model has predicted the exact number of deaths that were going to happen in 2017 from the model. So that's a fantastic prediction. So let's just quickly look at the two other countries. So Japan, and this will pull the forecast for Japan straight away. So it works quite quickly. So deaths 1310068, 1309. So that's very close when you bring up to the magnitude of this number we're dealing with, rather than dealing with 70,000. We're now dealing with 1.3 million, and we got quite close to that. Deaths 1324, 1324, and how close did that got? Within 15 of deaths on this figure. That got within 15 of deaths in this figure. And then births, we have 2995 and then 2993. And then births of 971 and 969. So not as good on births, but very good on deaths for Japan, because there obviously is a much steeper, there is probably a much steeper trend there. So let's just finish off with Nigeria and see how close we get on this. So Nigeria, we've got 2.939. We've got 2.936. We have 7341, and we've got 7333. So this isn't looking as good. 2306 versus 2307. So that's pretty close. We got 2311 versus 2315. So again, not a great prediction on Nigeria for 2018. But as you can see, this thing is very easy to put in place. And it's a very good tool just to throw together a quick forecast across multiple dimensions. And if you've got data that has a predictable flow, predictable fluctuation, I think it's super useful. So thanks for watching the video. Any questions, please ask below. And I'll see you very soon for another SAP Analytics Cloud tutorial.